Crystal. I'm back with another video. I watched this video, I think it was probably a BuzzFeed video or something, and it was about what women thought pregnancy was going to be like, or what they expected or anticipated versus what it really was. And I thought I should do that because pregnancy was nothing like what I thought it was going to be. When I always thought about pregnant women, I always thought about, you know, happy, glowing, beautiful, round belly, just this glamorous thing. And it was not that for me. For me, it was hard for me. Like, I didn't really, I didn't have morning sickness or anything like that, not in that aspect. But I was in pain a lot. I had this abdominal pain that I had no idea what it was. I was afraid that I was having an ectopic pregnancy. Thank God that's not what it was, but it was bad. It was like so bad, like I couldn't sleep. Like if I would try to like turn or twist, it was excruciating. And nobody knew what it was. I still never found out what it was. The doctor was like, oh, it's probably just, your body stretching, getting ready for the baby. I'm like, no, I can feel the stretching. I can definitely feel the stretching. That's painful too, but this was a sharp pain. Like it was horrible. So I was in pain for the first few months. And then after that pain finally started to go away, that's when I started getting the pain in my hips. I wasn't that big, but I felt like I was carrying a 20-pound baby. Like that's how bad my hips were hurting. Like it hurt to walk. I didn't want to walk. It hurt to sit. I didn't want to sit. I just wanted to lay down. It was bad. I was tired. Of course, you're gonna get tired. They say like in the first trimester you get really tired. I was so exhausted. It hurt. Like it physically hurt to stay awake. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna get to work. I was like almost falling asleep driving, and I'm like, it was terrible. It was hard. It was really hard because I've been tired a lot. That is a different type of tired. I'm just like, I would cry because I was just so tired and I didn't know what to do, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. It was so bad, and I'm like, I would sleep for hours. Like my husband would let me sleep in. I would sleep until like noon, and then I would still be tired because then I got too much sleep. Or if I just got a regular 8 hours or less than that, I was even worse. It's just like, I don't know. It was bad. I had gotten a lot of rude comments, and I know a lot of people probably have had rude comments, or people mentioning your weight when, like, obviously I'm pregnant, like I'm gonna gain weight. Like it really wasn't that. It was the main thing that I struggled with was I was small. I carried very small. He was a small baby. Don't know what it was, but in my mind I always glamorized pregnancy and always thought, I'm gonna have this big belly, I'm gonna wear all these cute maternity clothes, and I'm just gonna be so cute. No, I was not cute. Everyone was kind of looking at me like, is she pregnant? Like, it was like always hush hush, and it was, I knew what was happening, and I was just like, I wanted it to be, I couldn't wait to be like, to get obvious, and for people to just be like, oh my gosh, you're pregnant, congratulations. That didn't really happen, so I never really got to that point. I would buy like maternity clothes and stuff to try to accentuate my belly. Nothing really helped. Like at my baby shower, I didn't even look pregnant. I had to buy a dress that had like a waist belt on it. I tried to tie that around and try to make it look as pregnant as possible. And like all my baby shower pictures, I don't look pregnant. And the only thing I was doing, I was like, I kept holding my dress, like trying to hold my belly to try to make it look obvious that I was pregnant. That's all I could do. But like the thing that really bothered me about when people would comment on how small I was, yeah, it did bother me because I wanted to be bigger. I wanted it to be obvious, but at a certain point, I got afraid. And I'm like, is something wrong? Because at a certain point, you should look a lot bigger. And I'm like, is he gonna be okay? I didn't know. And I never really expressed that to anybody, but I was kind of freaking out a little bit. And then when I did go to the doctor, and this was around 35 weeks, and she told me that I would have to be induced because he was too small and he's not growing properly. That hurt. Like, that really hurt me, because I felt like I was doing something wrong, and everybody always wanted to comment on how small I was. And I'm like, please stop reminding me of this, because that was something that I really struggled with, because I felt like, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I don't know what it is. I thought something was going to be wrong with him. And I didn't want people to constantly say that, oh, you don't even look pregnant. And I'm like, a pregnant woman wants to look pregnant. You know, I mean, I don't want to look fat, but I mean, I want to obviously look pregnant, you know? And that would really bother me. And then people had some really rude things to say, like, oh, you must be carrying a crack baby. Like, is that really something you say to somebody? Like, that bothered me. Like, it was just things like that, like, really bothered me. Or people telling me, oh, you should eat. I'm pregnant. And even if I wasn't pregnant, I always eat. I'm a greedy girl, and everybody knows it. So I eat. So I'm like, I don't need you to tell me, oh, you need to eat, you need to eat. You need to shut up is what you need to do. That's what I wanted to say, but I'm just like, people feel like they just have the right to say whatever. And I'm like, you don't realize how rude you're being and how uncomfortable you're making somebody. And I'm just like, that bothered me, because deep down, I was afraid something was wrong. And I'm like, you don't have to tell me to eat. Obviously. And then to say, oh, I'm carrying a crack baby, like, come on. It's kind of messed up. Or people would say, you know, oh, you're not having a real pregnancy because you didn't have morning sickness, or this isn't a real pregnancy because you don't have stretch marks, or this isn't a real pregnancy. But like, what do you mean it's not a real pregnancy? I really have a baby in me. Like, why is that okay to say to somebody? That would piss me off. And then even after I gave birth, oh, you didn't have a real labor because you wasn't in labor for 48 hours. Well, I'm sorry, I wasn't in labor for 48 hours, and he wanted to get the heck up out of me super quick. I'm sorry. I was in pain. Oh, you must not have really been in pain. You weren't screaming. I don't have to scream. It doesn't make the pain go away. I felt everything. My epidurals did not work. I felt everything. So how is that not real labor? It didn't last for 2 days, so it doesn't count. I don't know. People just felt like they could say whatever, and it really bothered me. And because of it, I did not enjoy my pregnancy. I was in pain for most of it. I was uncomfortable. I'm a stomach sleeper, so I couldn't sleep on my stomach. So I wasn't sleeping very well. I was tired. Then you have to hear people's mouths. I'm just like, it was horrible. I didn't enjoy it. Like, my husband, he was really great. He would try to help me out, and, you know, he'd always rub my feet and rub my back and, you know, be very supportive. So I really appreciate him through all of it. But I did not enjoy it. I did enjoy the aspect of bringing life into this world, but aside from that, I did not enjoy it. Like, I like the kicks that I felt. It's like when I was just home alone with me and my pregnant belly, I was fine. Or when I was, you know, with my husband, like, I was fine. But like, yeah, it was not as glamorous as I thought it would be. Like, I knew it came with some things, but, and, you know, I knew it wasn't going to be a walk in the park, but I didn't expect all of that. But, you know, you never know what to expect. But hopefully you guys won't experience that. But yeah, some of the people that are closest to you say some of the worst things to you. And that's what I really learned throughout my pregnancy. It just was, yeah. But yeah, that was just my experience with pregnancy, what I thought it would be like versus what it really was. But yeah, so make sure you subscribe to my channel, comment on this video, and give it a thumbs up if you liked it. I know I was ranting and being a little negative, but I was just explaining what I went through. But yeah, so I'll see you in the next video.